Hey guys, this is SJ Football 16, and today I will be revealing my predictions for Week 12 of the Barclays Premier League season 2015 to 16. I'm going to start with the early game kickoff between Bournemouth and Newcastle. I think the score in this is going to be 1-1, and the score is going to be Harry Arter for Bournemouth and Wijnaldum for Newcastle. This is because the teams are on the pretty much the same level at the moment, 17th v 18th. And Bournemouth, they've had a slightly better season so far, and Newcastle, they've had an unexpected one, finishing in the bottom three at the moment. But I think, as we saw last week, they got a good valuable point against Stoke City. I can't see why they can't get another one away to Bournemouth, as they're struggling as well. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Leicester City and Watford. I think the score in this is going to be 1-0 to Leicester, no doubt about that. They've played really well this season, with Jamie Vardy scoring all the goals this season. I think Kramaric is going to be the goal scorer this time. Vardy, we can see him, even though he's scored pretty much every game this season, he's not going to score every single game, and I think Kramaric is going to score. Leicester, they're probably one of the most consistent sides I've seen in the Barclays Premier League this season, and they're third in the league, so I can't see why they can't win at home to Watford. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Manchester United and West Bromwich Albion. I think the score in this is going to be 3-1 to Manchester United, and the score is going to be Depay scoring a hat-trick for Manchester United, and for West Brom is going to be Craig Dawson. This is because I think Manchester United, they've had a really good season so far, in the top four at the moment, and West Brom, they've had an average season in 11th position at the moment, and I think the way things are going, I could see it being 3-1 definitely, as Manchester United are on that level, and West Brom are as well. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Norwich City and Swansea City. This is going to be a difficult one to call because both teams have had an up and down season so far. Norwich, newly promoted, they've played quite well this season, but the last couple of games haven't gone so well for them. Swansea, they had a good start to the season, but after that, they just gone downhill, and they're in the bottom half of the league table. I think the score in this is just going to be 1-1. They're both playing at the same ability so far. I think the score is going to be Russell Martin and for Norwich City, and Adair for Swansea City. I think he could make an impact if he comes on during the match. Both the teams are level in terms of ability. Now I'm going to head over to the game between West Ham United and Everton. I think the score in this is going to be 3-1 to West Ham. This is because they've had a brilliant season so far, no doubt about that. And Everton, they're mid-table at the moment, so I can't see them getting past West Ham the way they've been playing at the moment. I think the scorers for West Ham are going to be Andy Carroll with 2, and the youngster Reece Oxford with 1. And for Everton, I think the scorer is going to be Gareth Barry, the in-form midfielder for them. This is because West Ham have been playing slightly better at the moment. The squad is slightly better on paper at the moment, I have to be honest. And Everton, they haven't had the best season so far. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Stoke City and Chelsea, the late kick-off. I think the score in this is going to be 0-0. They played last week in the Capital One Cup, and it didn't go according to plan for Chelsea, as they lost on penalties. However, I think Chelsea could pick up their form under Mourinho at the moment. They had an off period against Liverpool, and they haven't played that well this season, but I think they could pick up their form, judging by the ability of their squad. But on paper, it seems as if Stoke are playing better at the moment. But Chelsea have had tough games this season, and I reckon they could put it right against Stoke by getting a point away to them. Now I'm going to head over to the Sunday kickoff between Aston Villa and Manchester City. I think the score in this is going to be 2-0 to Manchester City. No doubt about that. And the scorers are going to be Raheem Sterling and Demichelis for Manchester City. This is because I think Man City, they're top of the league at the moment, so I'd expect a lot from them. Aston Villa, they're bottom of the league at the moment. I can't see them doing well against Man City at all, regardless of them getting a new manager or any of that business. And Manchester City have a better team on paper, by far. Now I'm going to head over to the big North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. I think the score in this is going to be 3-2 to Arsenal, and I think this is going to be really tight. The scorers for Arsenal are going to be Gabriel, I think it's going to be Mathieu Debuchy and Alexis Sanchez. And for Tottenham it's going to be Ryan Mason and Ben Davies, the left back. This is because although Tottenham haven't played as well as Arsenal this season, I think they could make an impact by playing it tight against Arsenal. And as it's a derby day, I think both teams will play superbly, but Arsenal will have slightly the upper hand. They didn't do well against Bayern Munich yesterday in the Champions League, but I think they could pick up their form in the Premier League, and I think they could be in contention for the title this season. And I'm going to close it with the game between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, the final game of the day. I think the score in this is going to be 2-0 to Liverpool, and I think the score is going to be Christian Benteke and James Milner. Milner back from suspension. I could see him making an impact against them, and Benteke, he's been in form at the moment. They beat Chelsea last week with a brilliant win and a brilliant first win for Jurgen Klopp, and I think it could be his first home win this season by beating Palace. Palace although Palace drew with Manchester United away, I think at home, I think away from home they could struggle against the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, etc. That's all from me for today. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel, and don't forget to comment on any changes you think should be made. I'll see you guys next time.